Tonight, the News 4 I team with quite a fishtail. They're diving into one of the most pressing problems facing the Chesapeake Bay, a problem lurking below the water so big and growing so fast that experts say it's destroying the bay's balance. A fish so hungry and aggressive, it's eaten its way to the top of the bay food chain. And experts now tell the I team and Ted Oberg they need your help to stop it.
Out on an early morning along the Patuxent River, not far from the Chesapeake Bay, we're told there's a monster that eats everything it can find. Our guide Lenny Rudo's encountered it an awful lot.
It's a good thing that's on the big rod, not the little rod.
He's fished these waters for decades.
Oh my God.
And told bay anglers about the ups and downs of fishing here for the last 8 as the editor of Fish Talk.
Man, that thing is a beast.
These days, Rudo warns anyone who will listen about one of the biggest fish in the bay that's become a problem too big to ignore.
Oh, yes.
Nice fish.
Holy mackerel.
Not exactly mackerel. It's a blue catfish. And, oh, all right. I got one too.
There he is.
Oh, there you
There's
are.
your blue
Look at
cat.
that. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you about the ones that got away, but that cute little guy there is part of a fish family threatening everything in the bay. It is at risk of choking out the ecosystem. That's a blue catfish.
That's a blue cat.
Doesn't look too scary, though. And once it's cooked, blackened this day, I have to say it is delicious.
Cheers. Cheers. Blue catfish.
There's a blue catfish. But this is not a story about getting a good lunch. It's about saving the bay from this imminent threat.
If we don't solve it, it threatens a ton of different species in the Chesapeake Bay and people's way of life.
The Chesapeake Bay Foundation's Dr. Alison Colden says the blue catfish, introduced to help recreational fishers catch trophy fish in Virginia's James River in the 70s, has now spread too far, too wide, too easily.
Blue catfish are probably, behind climate change, one of the most serious issues facing the Chesapeake Bay today.
Today, scientists estimate that if you drained the whole bay and weighed all the fish, at least 70% of that catch would be blue catfish. These days, so many of them, Colden says they're fighting each other for food. We use soft-shell crab at the end of our line to catch some blue catfish. And watch this. The Maryland DNR recently went electro fishing. It's when you shock the blue catfish at the bottom and stun them temporarily so they float to the surface. Look at how many floated up. It's not a fish farm. That is your Chesapeake Bay. So will nature take care of itself?
Unfortunately, it means that we have to do even more to try and reduce them, because if we only knock them down a little bit, if Mother Nature only knocks them down a little bit, it means they no longer will be competing with one another, but we know they can still outcompete the fish that we want.
Back on the Patuxent, Lenny says no matter what he's fishing for, he catches an awful lot of blue cats.
You got a little guy. I like to come here in the spring to perch fish, and you can go perch fishing and accidentally catch 40-pound blue cats.
He says this guy's cousins can live up to 20 years or more and grow to 100 pounds or heavier. And when he cuts them open in the past, he's found blue crabs, shell and all, whole clams, and all sorts of fish in their bellies.
They eat the clams, they eat the crabs, they eat the fish, they eat shrimp. I mean, you name it.
Fighting the blue catfish expansion is tricky. Colden says they're here with no real predator. Maryland declared them an invasive species. Governor Wes Moore tried unsuccessfully to have a federal fisheries disaster declared. It was denied last year. It would have brought more resources to the bay to fight the blue catfish, and now experts say,
if you can't beat them, eat them.
Yep, get fishing and get eating to save the bay. In Maryland and Virginia, there's absolutely no limit on how many blue catfish you can catch. They simply want these things out of the water. Maryland's Department of Agriculture put Matt Scales on the job.
We got to do our way to eat ourselves out of this problem.
He's trying to build a market for the blue catfish.
It's a white flaky meat. It tastes very similar. You think about what they're eating. They're eating crabs, they're eating striped bass, they're eating white perch. They're going to taste like what they're eating.
Among the many Maryland chefs who've added blue catfish to their menus is Justin Moore, who runs the kitchen at Pearl in Annapolis.
To blacken the catfish, so we get a little bit of dark color.
On a recent visit to Pearl's kitchen, Chef Justin blackened some catfish for fish tacos.
It feels good to do something from the bay that we need to get rid of.
He admits it was not the easiest choice at first.
At first, I was skeptical because I didn't think a lot of customers would be into it. It's become so well known that people now have tried it and people understand that, it tastes pretty good.
He now says the customer reaction to his Chesapeake Blue Catfish tacos has been tremendous.
It's good. Yeah.
Right? So good. Save the bay.
Save the bay.
If you can't beat 'em, eat 'em. Don't you love that? There are some legislative solutions in the mix. The USDA recently announced funding to add more blue catfish processing. That's the people and the machines that cut the blue catfish into fillets. Plus, lawmakers recently proposed legislation that would create a 2-year study to look at things at other potential markets, like turning the blue catfish into pet food.
So you ate the tacos.
And it was good.
It was good.
Yes.
And we know Pearl and Annapolis. How many other restaurants are going to serve catfish, blue catfish?
Look, the Maryland Department of Agriculture has a full court press on to get this into restaurants because it is a scientifically valid way to get rid of these things. They say they have about 60 restaurants that have already put it on the menu there. Look, you're not eating the giant catfish you saw in that story, right? Some of the giant ones you don't eat. That's the blue catfish. It's not the muddy, mushy channel catfish that a lot of us remember from, fishing down south, or that doesn't taste quite the same. It's like you said, it's a white fish. It's mild. It's flaky. It sort of tastes like the great stuff you put on it. It handles sauce and flavor real well.
When they say, if you can't beat it, eat it, are they suggesting we all go fishing and catch the blue catfish?
Yeah, what are you doing tomorrow at 4?
See, I'm my dad is a fisherman, not me.
I mean, yes, I think they are saying that everyone needs to do their part, whether you catch it and eat it yourself or whether you are willing to put it, order it if you see it on a menu. Let's create a market for this. Let's get it out of the bay and restore some of the balance.
All right. I saw that you caught one, a big one.
I did. I mean, I'm an incredible fisherman.
Great story. Thank you, Ted. Maryland crab season is underway, but the News 4 I-team found that watermen are worried about how the economy will affect their bottom line this summer. Investigative reporter Ted Oberg explains why some say they need higher tariffs to survive, while others are worried about your ability to pay for our region's most iconic catch.
Jack Brooks' family has been in the Maryland crab business for a very long time.
Been here since 1921. My great-grandfather bought 3 businesses, 3 buildings here.
Decade after decade, his family has been buying crabs, steaming crabs, picking and packing them for sale out of this plant in Cambridge.
It's a legacy that we're proud of, the family thing.
But today, Brooks tells us it's never been harder on a Maryland crabber for reasons that have little to do with the bay.
There may be 1 or 2 survivors, but I don't think this will be one of them.
You really feel like it's at that much risk?
Yeah.
Generations of Maryland crabbers say they're losing their livelihoods to crab from Venezuela. Crab, they say, can be caught, flown in, treated, and sold in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia for less than local watermen can even catch Maryland's blue crab. Trump White House recently punished and sanctioned Venezuela on oil issues, but only set tariffs on Venezuelan exports like crab at 15%. The 15% tariff, did it help you at all?
It'll help a little bit, but we need a lot more than that.
Jeremy Shockley's been a Chesapeake Bay crabber for more than 3 decades and sells his catch to wholesalers like Brooks.
That's 4 bushel, that's $200.
Okay.
$200. What he sold for today.
Shockley told us you never really know if it's going to be a good day or a bad day out on the water, and on this day he lost money. Spent twice as much as he earned, he told us, but says the downward pressure on prices due to the influx of cheap Venezuelan crab is what really hurts.
We're putting the meat in her cheap. I mean, very, very cheap.
Weeks after the tariffs kicked in, the I-team found Maryland jumbo lump crab meat was at least 43% more expensive than Venezuelan, at $40 a pound compared to $28 a pound. Can you compete at that price?
Absolutely not. The lights are out.
Calling themselves the little guys, Brooks and the association representing his Maryland industry want tariffs on Venezuelan crab raised as high as 150%, but that's not the only thing keeping them up at night. You're telling me is you're not ashamed to say Maryland crab depends on a healthy immigration system.
No question about it. No question about it.
The 9 women picking the crab meat as quick as 9 seconds per crab, by the way, told us they are here from St. Louis Potosi, Mexico. They're here on the shore of the bay on H-2B visas, seasonal workers, and Brooks says he can't get enough of them.
We just don't have the local people to do that anymore.
H-2B visas are awarded by a lottery run by the U.S. Department of Labor. Brooks is allowed to hire 27 workers this year. He said he could use dozens more, but the program is capped, and he's nervous the Trump administration could curtail it even more.
These visa programs, they're not immigration programs. They come, they work, and they go home.
Without them,
It'll cease to exist.
asked about these issues, the White House pointed to its executive order aimed at reducing fishing regulations and opening up more area to fishing, with a spokesman at the White House saying it's indicative of the administration's commitment to strengthening our seafood industry, including Maryland crabbers. It's too soon to say whether any of that could help Brooks. The threats to Maryland's crab season are not just international relations this year. As longtime fisherman Bill Sherbo thinks about his bottom line, he's worried about yours.
Crabs have become, for a lot of people, more of a luxury.
Sherbo sells his catch straight to customers for a feast on a picnic table. He says he made that change to avoid paying a middleman.
I try to work between 200 and 300 pots a day.
It's enough to make a living, but when layoffs dominate the news, Sherbo is worried no matter how good crabs are, the price could keep them off your table.
You know, people are worried about their jobs. Government employees are worried about their jobs, and that trickles through the whole region. You can have a bunch of friends over and you either spend $250 on a bushel of crabs, or you can have hamburgers.
For a lot less.
For a lot less.
Now in his fourth decade on the water, he's also keeping an eye on the Chesapeake Bay's future. Under President Trump, the EPA has pledged to overhaul the Clean Water Act. Sherbo says if the government loosens pollution and development regulations, Marylanders may eventually feel the effect.
The bay will suffer because we are downstream from everybody else.
Adding to uncertainty for an industry always a little uncertain.
135 years, we'd like to keep it going.
Now hoping for help from the powerful in Washington, just 89 miles from this spot on the bay.
You think he gets it?
I think he would get it if he saw it and could hear it. He wants manufacturing to be here, and that's what we are.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers has introduced the Save Our Seafood Act that would exempt businesses like Brooks from visa caps. He says, along with higher tariffs on Venezuelan crab, that's one thing the president could do that would make a difference to support crabbers like him. He notes every foreign worker in his plant supports twice as many jobs right here at home. Just want to let you know, most diners can't tell the difference between American, Maryland, and Venezuelan crab. You got to ask. The industry says 95% of Maryland restaurants are serving imported crab.